So this is the kind of confidence when you know that life will work out no matter what. And even if sometimes bad things are happening to you, you can know that those bad things will lead you to a good thing. Why? Because we live in a dual world, and every experience that we have in our external reality is because of polarity. So, for example, we want to be happy, we don't want to be sad. But imagine if sadness didn't exist, we would never know what happiness is. If darkness did not exist, we will not know what light is. So, this confidence that I'm talking about comes from inside, where you know that you are here on earth for a reason and a purpose. You didn't just come here for nothing. You have an agenda, you have a mission, and you are walking your agenda. And when you know this, you cultivate this kind of faith in life that everything will work out no matter what is happening in the outer world. Even if someone is dying, or a calamity is occurring, or something that is not pleasant in your external reality, all of life is orchestrating so you can live out your agenda, the soul agenda that you came here to live. And when your agenda is complete, you will go. So you don't have to live your life in fear of death, or in fear of, something bad happening. Just embrace all experience as it is. And then you will have the power to change something in your external reality that you don't like. But if you keep resisting reality, if you keep, saying, oh, that's bad, I don't want that, this is good, I want only this, when you resist something a lot, that thing persists in your experience. So when I look at the word confidence, I like to approach it from inside. Like, what is my feeling right now? Do I have a good feeling about this thing that I am doing, or do I have a bad feeling about this? So this is like getting in touch with your inner world and cultivating confidence from that inner space where you are never feeling this void, that comes from that external confidence. So, for example, let's take a model. This model, top shot model, and she exudes extreme confidence when she walks out on the ramp, and she does her ramp walk. A lot of that external confidence that everyone appreciates and worships is quite temporary. If she loses her looks, if she becomes a little fat, if she gets a pimple, that's it, her confidence is gone. Those are not things that sustain you for life. And I have seen this, like, I've seen a lot of women who become so obsessed with their beauty. They go through all these external means to look good. Like, sometimes they get plastic surgery done, or, implants to augment their assets, or liposuction to lose weight and things like that. And yes, maybe temporarily they will get people's attention, men's attention, for that look, for all that money they spent to get that body or to get those features. But inside, they will never be at peace with themselves. Like a really beautiful woman who gets a lot of attention from men, and then one day she grows old and she starts getting wrinkles, and or she gets fat, and then that's it, the attention is gone, and now she doesn't know how to be confident in her own skin anymore. And that's where all this depression comes and all these mental problems come, because we cannot accept ourselves the way we are. So one of the first things to inculcate authentic confidence is to accept yourself the way you are and love yourself for who you are, because in the end, it is not about you and somebody else. It is about you and yourself. It is your experience with your inner world. What is the relationship that you have with yourself? And how do you communicate with yourself? Do you bash yourself up when you don't look good enough for that party? Do you abandon yourself when you didn't make a good presentation? Or do you reprimand yourself, when you failed someone? So these are all places where confidence comes, because when we become so harsh on ourselves and we are constantly criticizing ourselves for not being good enough, and not doing things the right way, the perfect way, and that's not a good relationship to have with yourself, and that's not a good feeling that you would like to experience, right? So my approach is always go inside, look inside. What am I feeling about this? Why am I saying this to myself? Why do I feel so restless about this external thing that I cannot control all the time? So this is something that you need to remember, that confidence is first cultivated inside. It is your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the higher cosmos, the universe at large. How confident do you feel with God? How confident do you feel with the universe? Do you think that life has your back? Do you think that God is in your favor? Do you think that that the universe is on your side? If you can say that, yes, this is what I feel, then you are super confident. You are authentically confident. But if you always have an inner fear that you're doing something wrong, that or you're confused, and you don't have any connection with your higher self, you don't spend time with yourself, you are constantly seeking outside pleasures, external pleasures. Let me get the next guy, or let me get the next girl. I know a lot of people who have a huge social media following, or who are like super popular, and many people want to be like them, and it seems like they are the most confident people in the world and successful. But sometimes, many times actually, you will see that uh, uh, they are not as happy as they portray to be, and uh, maybe on the outside they have this persona, but what is their relationship with themselves? How do they treat themselves? What do they uh, um, value in their lives? All these things say about how confident you are. One thing I can say is that when you find a higher purpose in your life, when you find your passion, for example, something that you really enjoy doing, it may be difficult, it may be hard, but it is something that you love to do, and you have the courage to pursue it because it's what your heart says that you should be doing. That is a great way to cultivate authentic confidence. You see, authentic confidence comes from the willingness to be authentic, and sometimes when you're authentic, people may reject you for being the way you are, people may accept you for being the way you are, but you have self acceptance, you have self approval, and that will give you self confidence. See, self confidence doesn't come from external world, what others are telling you. It is what you are telling yourself inside. And here is the paradox. When you have a bad relationship with yourself, you will see it reflected in your external reality from others. And that's because people uh, will reflect back to you your own inner vibration. If you are the kind of person who always abandons yourself, who is a people pleaser, or who is overgiving and self-abandoning, you will see that reflected from the external world, where others are taking you for granted, others are not valuing you for who you are, and then you feel terrible about it. I mean, you may have your obligations and responsibilities where you have to, be available to your spouse, or be available to your kids or to your friends, but try to take out some time every day for yourself, and just uh, uh, just spend time with yourself in your own mind, thinking about your ideas, your thoughts, what excites you, what amuses you, what pleases you, and muse over your thoughts. It's a kind of living meditation. I don't tell people to sit and meditate, because meditation can be very dicey. Like, sometimes people will say you have to do it like this, you have to do it like that, you have to get rid of all your thoughts and all that stuff. I don't want to go into that, but to me, living meditation is to be aware of who you are, what your thoughts are, and spending time with yourself, doing something that you really enjoy, and nurturing that inner garden which is inside you. It's like a gardener goes and nurtures all the flowers, the plants. He manures them, he waters them, he watches them grow with satisfaction. Then he plucks the fruits of his labor, and then he watches these plants die and then again come back in another season. So our inner world is something like this garden. We have a lot of wishes and desires. Sometimes we have to let a wish go, or we have to see our desires die, only for a new desire to take birth, so we can follow in that direction. So when you cultivate this inner garden, when you spend time with yourself, when you come from an inner space of authenticity, that's when you will see, even in your outside world, that people will reflect back to you your own vibrations. Because the external world is just a mirror, it tells us what is inside us, and each one of us has a unique mirror, a unique experience, unique vibrations, and based on that, we have unique experiences in life. Sometimes that mirror reflects a beautiful picture and we like it. And yet, at other times, the mirror shows us ugly realities that we don't like and that we want to disown, that it is not a part of me. But if you see whole of life, as an entirety, you will know that every aspect is like, facets of a prism, where everything, all the mirrors are creating these beautiful figures that that make reality, external reality, so exciting. One thing that you should never do is compare yourself with others. See, you have to understand that you are a unique particle of all that is, of the universe, of God, of life. There are no two snowflakes that are alike. So, our society, our media, our government, our systems, educational system, political system, cultural systems, religious system, everywhere we find people comparing each other. That is better, she is better, he has that, and I don't have this. I wish my life was like what he is living. All these things we compare, what we don't have, what we didn't get in life with someone else. That is the surest way to feel horrible, and that rips away all your confidence. So, it's not just enough to know conceptually that you are unique. You need to believe it. You need to feel it, and you need to experience it within yourself first. There is no one else like you in this universe. So, that was just a little bit that I wanted to talk about confidence. And I hope you, especially now with this coronavirus situation, it is forcing us to go inside, to stop seeking the external reality all the time, to spend time with ourselves in isolation. I'm not saying that you should be isolated and lonely. There is a difference between being lonely and being alone. So sometimes it is great to be alone, to spend time with yourself, because that's when you get your creative ideas. That's when you have a communication with your higher self, with the universe at large. I know some people who never feel comfortable with themselves, with their own company. It's good to seek out external company. It's good to have good friends. It's good to have people around you, but it is also equally important to have spend quality time with yourself and enjoy your own company so much that sometimes when there is an external distraction, you don't want to break the beautiful time you're having with yourself. I know some people, at the drop of a hat, they will just, accept any invitation, go to a party that they don't want to go, or meet with people that they don't want to meet, that they don't even like, because they are so afraid to be alone, to spend time with themselves. Let's say a weekend comes, and they are like running here, running there. Oh no, it's the weekend. How can I find someone to hang out with? How can I get a date? Things like that. I mean, you should balance both the worlds. That's my take. That's what I want to say. If you spend too much time with other people and too less time with yourself, your inner world will suffer. If you spend too much time with yourself and you don't socialize at all, you don't meet anybody, you will lose perspective, and you will lose confidence. So you have to balance the two worlds, the external world and the inner world, right? And you have to give time to both. You have to give time to yourself, and you have to give time to the people around you. And you know what? You cannot invite everyone in the world to your dinner table, so choose your company wisely. You don't want to spend time with people who are not good for you, or who don't have your best interest at heart, or who don't respect you, or who are always putting you down. Just because you don't want to lose that friendship, or you don't want to lose that relationship, you don't have to stay in a bad relationship or in bad company. No company is better than bad company. So In those moments, choose yourself. Try very hard not to abandon the self. You will thank yourself for that, you know. So, and that's when, like, when you have the courage to be with yourself, to nurture the inner garden, to nourish your inner world, you will feel confident. You wouldn't care what others are saying about you, or you know, sometimes if you have a bad hair day, or you know, if you don't look your best, or if you don't have the perfect makeup, that's okay. So that's my take on confidence, that um, a lot of the things that we see in our external world is just um, fake. uh, you may see a model very confidently walking on the ramp, but inside she's taking drugs and she's an addict, and she's thinking of committing suicide every day. So you know, that's what our society worships, you know, all that external confidence that comes from all the materials we possess, the big car and the big house and how we look, or the clothes we wear, you know. But those are fleeting things, and they will never bring you uh, everlasting satisfaction. If you really want to live from a space of inner peace, you have to be willing to look inside and nurture your relationship with yourself. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Hope you got something from this video, learned something, and if you have any questions or comments, or feedback, please leave me a note in the comment section below, and I will try to respond to it. Thank you and have a good day.